Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out Molly's Lips, the Nirvana version. It's a cover of a song by the Vaselines, but the Nirvana one is a fantastic power chord songs for people who have just learnt their Root 6 and Root 5 power chords. It is literally G to C for the whole song. 2 beats on G, 2 beats on C. That's it. So what I'm going to do first of all is take you through how to play the chords and little things to watch out for, then making the changes, and then we'll talk a little bit more detail about the rhythm. So the first chord that we've got is a G power chord. Now the really important things here to remember are that we only want to hear the thickest 3 strings. The thinnest 3 strings need to be muted by the underneath of your first finger there. So that finger's just lightly touching down. It's actually only pressing the thickest string, and then it just rests really lightly. So if I strum all of the strings, you're only still hearing that one note. Then 3rd and 4th fingers are going down the 5th fret on the 4th and 5th strings. But you can see there I can strum all of the strings, and those thinnest 3 strings aren't ringing out at all. That's really, really important for the G chord. The other chord that we need is the C chord, which is exactly the same shape, and one of the things you want to be working on here is just lifting up the whole chord and moving it over as a group. So trying to keep the relationship between the 1st finger and the 3rd and the 4th together. So that all moves over to the C chord. The big difference here is that the tip of the 1st finger needs to mute the thickest string. Okay, so we've got muted thicker string, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 5th fret, and the thinnest 2 strings are muted as well. That's really, really important, otherwise it's going to sound like... Actually, it's kind of hip sounding, but it's not what we want for this particular tune. So the first thing that you want to do is just practice going from the G to the C for 2 beats on each, so 2 strums. Really concentrate on making sure that the chords are nice and clean. As soon as you got that, you can change the rhythm up so it's a bit more like the record, which is going to be down, 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 up, down. Some of you may have noticed that in between the G and the C, we're sometimes getting some of the open strings ringing out. I'm exaggerating it now, but don't worry about it when that happens, because it's part of the vibe of the track. So just what happens. It's on the original recording as well. It's nothing to worry about. You don't want to accentuate it, and you want to try and get rid of it, but you're never going to get rid of all of it, so don't worry. And I think actually on the recording there's a little down up as well in between the G and the C, so you end up with this: down, 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 up, down. Now, if you're a beginner, you don't want to worry about that little extra down up thing. Just be happy with down, 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 up, down. That's what you want to concentrate on, keeping the hand moving consistently, down, 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 up, down, right? That's going to be the key to getting the tune sounding cool, but you'll let your hand sometimes, particularly the and after 2, so 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and that little upstroke where the chord is changing, that's allowed to strum lightly, so you get a little bit of that open string noise. More advanced players can try adding in this little double timey bit where you get the down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down. It feels a little different, and it's actually a bad habit for beginners to get into. Beginners want to stick with trying to keep the hand moving really consistently all the time. These little flurries can often be a little bit confusing if you're not used to doing that kind of thing. So start simple, make sure you get the chords really rocking first of all, nice and clear and crisp. Then just work on doing 2 strums on each chord, keeping them nice and clear. Then adding the extra up strum on the and after 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you're confident with that, speeding it up to the original recording speed, which is quite fast, and then allowing it to be a little bit looser so you get some of that open string stuff. And I accidentally did it once there, as you might have noticed, but the little down up thing you should only add after you're real confident with that. So once you're real super cool with all of the points up to there, then you can add in that extra little down up. But just like I said, definitely not for beginners. If you're new to this, if you're doing my beginners course, leave that little bit out. It's just a little bit of spice that you might want to add in a little later on. So have a bit of fun with this. If you do want to play the original version, the Vaseline's one, that's actually in the key of E. It's using a lot cleaner sound, and it's doing E to A. And there's actually another chord in it. It actually goes to D chord. There's just like a little bridgy bit where it goes twice as long on the E. So a bar of E, a bar of A, and then there's this little bit where it goes D, A, and E. But if you're into doing that, I'll leave you to figure that one out on your own. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get it now. I've given you that many clues. Remember, over on the beginners course, there are hundreds of lessons and songs for beginners. You can select the songs by the chords that you know or where you're at on my beginners course. If you're over on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate the support. I'll see you for plenty more lessons very soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.